I am tired of semen retention. I keep relapsing. I'm not seeing the benefits. I started seeing the benefits, but then later on down the journey, I stopped seeing the benefits, and now it's just, an everyday thing. I'm not feeling the adrenaline anymore. I'm not feeling the urge, the assertiveness. I'm not feeling this, this energetic mindset. I'm still, having lustful thoughts. There's just no point of me continuing, so I'm gonna just go ahead and just say forget it and keep relapsing and eventually go back to my own sexual ways. I'm gonna hit up the boys who's single, and we all finna go to a club, and we finna meet at this girl house. I'm gonna keep going back to watching pornography. I'm gonna keep subscribing to OnlyFans. I'm gonna keep looking at girls lustfully. I'm gonna keep hollering at every girl I see. I'm gonna keep, being a Instagram model simp. I'm gonna keep, talking to girls and seeing girls as just sexual objects, even though they're not portraying any sexual nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep doing these things because what's the point of semen retention? Now, if I describe either one of y'all, if everything I said, you said, then this video is for you. Because as a long-term retainer, we've all had these thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So if I said any of that stuff, then this video is for you, because it's a normal, like, you're not in this alone. It's a normal thing to think these things on semen retention, because you're fighting an old mindset with a new mindset that you're not really familiar with, or you're not really accustomed to right now. So it's more easier to go back to your old mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's much easier. It's more comfortable. You can predict it. You know what's going to happen. So therefore, you will draw back to that, because that's all you know. Watching pornography is all you know. Sleeping with every single woman is all you know. Talking to every girl you see at the store or wherever is all you know. Hitting the boys up and y'all go to the strip club or to women houses is all you know. Having multiple women fight for you is all you know. You know what I'm saying? Completely just forgetting relationships because you are constantly in girls DMs and you like multiple women talking to you. It's all you know. So it's easy to draw back to that when you start a new journey that pretty much refrains from all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to first state why you should continue on semen retention, because like I said, I started this journey a long time ago, and I'm still, I've made mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes. I made mistakes, but it's only bad. You're only a loser. You're only a quitter when you completely just say forget this. You know what I'm saying? You gonna keep, you gotta keep going. Okay, you're gonna keep making mistakes, but you gotta keep going. Okay. The Bible says a godly man falls 7 times but gets up 8. All right. But let me first address the reasons why you should stay on retention before you just completely just get rid of it, before you just be like, this doesn't work, before you just completely just hit that girl, text that girl back, or, revamp an old sexual relationship because you miss having sex, you miss the sexual pleasure, you miss your lustful thoughts, you miss all of that. Let me tell you why you should stay on it before you press that button, that send button. Okay. For one, semen retention. Let's discuss the benefits. Semen retention regulates your body. Okay. There's only so many YouTube videos you can go on. It's only so many people you can talk to about your sexual desires just running rampant, okay? There's only so many things outside that you can do to try to have it under control, okay? Because like I said, you're going to have sexual desires until you die. That's just part of human nature. But it's only a problem when it runs wild, okay? there's only so much things you can try to stop that, until you realize none of these things can help you further, okay? Because you're getting information from an outside source. Until you change the inside, you can get as much wisdom and knowledge from the outside, but until it gets inside, it's not changing. Semen retention is more so of an inward outward instead of an outward inward, okay? Because if you're trying to have a clean mindset, if you're trying to desexualize your mindset, and you're trying to like regain, your masculinity back, you're trying to regain who you are back, that starts with an inside. That's an inside job. That's not an outside job, okay? The effects of an inside becomes outside, but the effects of an outside does not become inside. It can't do that, okay? So what I'm saying is, you have to take the initiative yourself before you reach out. You know what I mean? So semen retention deals with the inside. Once you have a mindset to stop and no further, here and no further, that will start to become subconscious, and then you will start to see it from the outside view, okay? And you don't want to continue having a sexualized mindset, because sexual sin leads you to all kinds of things, okay? Just think back on all the things that that having a sexual mind led you to. Just think about it. It led you into a bed, maybe. It led you into cheating. It led you into flirting with other women that has boyfriends. It led you into a sexual disease. It led you into, might even be into transgenders. You know what I'm saying? It led you into all of these things. And I'm not bashing transgenders, but what I am saying is the result of lustful pleasure, because lust has no gender, the result of lust can have you going to places where lust is. It don't even matter about gender anymore when it comes to lust. If that person can provide a lustful pleasure, you will go to that person regardless of the gender, okay? So I'm saying, when you have no control over your lustful desires, it can take you into these places that you thought you never would go. Okay, so that's one reason why you need semen retention, because semen retention regulates you back to having your lustful desires under control. Okay, and what I mean by has it under control, because when you're on semen retention, it takes discipline. Okay, and if you can master discipline with semen retention, you can master discipline in every single area of your life, because mastering your sexual desires, your sexual side, you're an unstoppable person, man and female, okay? So so without semen retention, you lack discipline in your sexual desires. You lack discipline in your thoughts. You lack discipline in your health. You lack discipline in your food desire. You lack discipline in your gifts. You lack discipline in your in everything, okay? Because your sexual desires are all out of whack. People think that, I don't have to retain my semen. I just gotta, continue to move forward and be a great person and be good and exercise and all that stuff. But you will not experience true discipline until you control your sexual desires, your sexual intentions. You know what I'm saying? If you can just hold it until you meet the right person, if you can just hold it, you'll be good. Okay, so basically, that's the first thing. That's the first thing. Semen retention helps you with your discipline in all areas. If you can master semen retention, if you can master your sexual desires, if you can stay away from pornography, if you can stop looking at women with a lustful intent, if you can channel that discipline, you can channel that, if you can not compress, but if you can kind of hold back that sexual rampant, that sexual outrageous, that sexual, all that stuff, then you can master any other you can master any other point, any other disciplinary action, okay? Another reason is you want a woman. That's another reason why you need to stay in retention, because semen retention brings attracts women to you naturally, okay? Attracts your woman, okay? Without semen retention, like I said, you have no discipline. So without semen retention, you are going to continue to go on dates. You're going to continue to search in these areas. You're going to continue to go to clubs. You're going to continue to go to rely on your friends to hook you up. You're going to start like falling in love with your best friend. You know what I'm saying? You're going to start to do all of these things. You're going to start reaching out to, dating apps and all of this stuff, when you should just let semen retention handle that and attract the woman that's for you to you naturally, okay? That's another reason why you need semen retention, because semen retention will not give you that urge to go and show out in front of a woman, to go and, walk around with, your muscles out, or it will not give you that urge to flaunt your money around. It will not give you that urge to, constantly boast about how hood you are, or how good of a man you are, or how street you are, okay? Semen retention will you don't need none of that stuff, because all of that stuff, the reason why men do this is to exert masculinity. It's to exert, I'm the man, I'm the big dog, you know what I'm saying? But when you're holding your energy on semen retention, you don't have to flex about how good of a man you are, or you don't have to flex, you don't have to stress to a woman how street you are or how hood you are. You don't have to do all of that stuff, because all of that stuff that men do is just showing women how they're masculine, okay? But when you are on semen retention, your body is already exerting all of this masculinity outwardly, okay? See what I mean? It's an inside job and it comes outside. When you're on semen retention, you're withholding your energy and you are more disciplined, and women can sense that. People can sense that. So you don't have to go around saying that I'm this good of a man. I'm going on, you don't have to prove what type of man you are to women, because semen retention, your body will speak for you. Your body will exert that type of energy for you, okay? So that's why I always say a person that's on semen retention will stand out more than a guy who's stressing about how he's rich, how he's from the hood, and how he's like sexually attractive, okay? Because all of that stuff will attract a woman in the beginning, okay? But like I said, a woman ain't dumb. They will see past all of that eventually and see that that's all you have to you. Whereas a man that's on semen retention, this is a lifetime thing for him. It never runs out. His masculinity never runs out, because once you have all of that energy backed up inside, the aggression starts to form, the discipline starts to form, the consistency starts to form, and all of that stuff is demonstrated through the things that he wants to do, the goals that he have, and women can sense that you're not sexually controlled by your desires, okay? And if you want to attract your woman, you need to get on semen retention, bro. Trust me. I ain't talking about finding a partner, finding your partner. You know who you are. You know what type of gifts you have. You know what type of personality you have. When you're on semen retention, you will pick that woman up who is for you, okay? So that's another reason why you need to stay on semen retention, because it helps you in finding your partner. Okay, you don't need to follow your homeboys. You don't need to listen to what society says about finding a man, finding a woman. About finding a woman. Well, I guess finding a man for women that's on celibacy, whatever. But strictly for men, you don't need to rely. You don't need to go on this. Like, they got this new dating app, this new dating game, and pop balloons, like if that stuff like that. Like, you don't need to do all that stuff on semen retention. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to follow what society calls what a man is to society. You don't need that stuff, because when you're on retention, you have this I don't care mentality that I mentioned in the previous videos. You have that mentality where you're so focused on what you need to do, you can care less about what she says about being a man. You can care less about what society says about being a man. You can care less about what another man says about being a man, because you're so backed up in energy. You know who you are now. You're so determined about getting your goals done and bettering yourself. You are, those, their opinions can't reach you. Okay. Another thing is, like, a side tip about, the second one about, why you need retention to find the right one. Let's address the women for a sec, okay? Because this is like the game, this is like the breadwinner, this is like the game thing right here. This is what men want to hear, okay? When you're on semen retention, you are no longer persuaded by a woman's opinion on what a man is, because their perceptions and opinions are all distorted and somewhat toxic, okay? And this is all, and their opinions come from what, their past relationships, who they seen growing up, men wise. But when you are confident in who you are, you don't let women's perception of a man, of a real man, persuade you. She can tell you all the things what she think a woman is, what she think a man is, but you're so confident in yourself, you will not let that manipulate you, okay? See, when you're on semen retention, when you're not on semen retention, and you are driven by your lustful desires, you are a weak man. She can easily manipulate you with her box, okay? With her P word, with her breast, with her uniqueness, with her voice, with her glances, with her hair, with her body shape. When you are not on semen retention, you are thinking lustfully. When you are thinking lustfully, you are controlled and manipulated and persuaded by the perception of a man towards a woman. Okay, basically what I'm saying is she's putty, you're putty in her hands. Whatever who she is, like whatever if she's your partner, if she's just a regular woman, if she's just not even your partner, just a best friend, you know what I'm saying, whatever, or any women in your life, if she says this is what a man does, and you are in your lust, and you are basically a simp, or you are basically thinking you are a weak man, you're a beta male, you're always agreeing because you have no backbone that semen retention provides, you can easily be tripped up from that, okay? So that's another reason why you need to be on semen retention, because semen retention builds a backbone, and it just does. It just develops a backbone. It gives you this I don't care mentality. It gives you this I don't care what you think of me. Like, you're so confident in who you are, you can care less about anyone's opinion. You know what I'm saying? Now, except criticism, okay? I ain't talking about criticism. I'm talking about merely opinions of who a man is, okay? So that's another reason why you need semen retention. And I'm going to just give you a last reason, because I feel that these reasons were good enough to get you back on track. Another reason why semen retention, you need to stay on semen retention, is because semen retention attracts, how will I say this? You experience your best self on semen retention, okay? You experience your best self overall on semen retention. If you are not on semen retention, you will think that material things make a man. You will think that if you have, the things that the world considers what a man would have, you will think that that's what you have to do to become the man who you are, okay? And that is incorrect. Like I said, it's an inside job. The things that make a man are not materialistic, okay? Because you can have all the dogs in the world, you can have all the money in the world, you can have all the cars in the world, but that will not fulfill your manhood. That's all a disguise if you are thinking that this is what makes a man. If you thinking that all of this stuff that women think, or that the world thinks, or that society thinks, or that rappers think, or that singers think, or whatever these celebrities think, if you think that that is what makes a man, then you don't know yourself. You don't know yourself. See, when you're on semen retention, you know yourself. You know who you are now, because you just have that urge to just do better for yourself. Okay, so materialistic things do not make a man. It's the things that are invisible that makes a man. Integrity makes a man. Being brave, being bold, being masculine, being not afraid to handle situations, difficult situations, not being afraid to say no, standing up for yourselves. Things like these that can't be seen makes a man. And semen retention builds all of this. Okay, so let's be honest. Like, you're a man right now, you're struggling with saying no, you're struggling with who you are as a man. Like, you don't know your identity, you're struggling with your sexuality, you don't know where to go in life. You know, you're living up to other people's expectations of what a man is, and you're just tired from it all, man. You are exhausted, you are tired from living up to these images. And semen retention knocks all of that down. Semen retention knocks all of that down. It really does, y'all. It really does. It knocks all of that down, and it gets to the core part of who you are, and it builds from that. Okay, so I just needed to get on here and say those 3 things on why you need semen retention, bro. If you have any concerns, any questions about semen retention, if you're new to it, put it in the comments below, bro. This is one of those journeys that is not for everyone, because if it was, everyone would be doing it, every man would be doing it. You will make mistakes, but you are not out of the game if you get back on your journey. Yes, you make mistakes on this journey, but do not count that as you're in a terrible or a weak man. No, you are not. You are stepping out and doing something that the majority of the man doesn't have the balls to do, think is completely stupid, or they just simply don't have the boldness to do it. Okay, so coming from a semen retainer, man, stay on y'all journey, man. Semen retention gang, we up.